Hello, my friends, and welcome back. If you have principles, you don't have only principles when they're good times. Those principles that you have should be defended mostly when it's against adversity. That's when you fight to uphold your values and your principles, not when it's easy, but when it's hard. And you can see how strongly a person really cares about his or her principles and values, how quickly, by seeing how quickly that person gets rid of those principles and values at the first sign of pain or adversity or opposition. And that's in the case of what's going on right now with so-called collective monolithic West, with their sanctions on Russia. They imposed sanctions on Russia because of their principles and values, right? Do what's right. But now those sanctions bites them in the butt. So now they don't know how to just, get rid of the sanctions or adjust in a way that will actually be a wishy-washy principle or ideals. They will be just washed. Like, okay, yeah, I do this, but I'm principled, but I will bend here and I bend there at the first sign of pain. So this article comes from France. If you remember, Germany is in big doo-doo right now economically, and they think about nationalizing some Uniper, their main energy distributor. And then France said I think they nationalized their, I can't remember the name of their company. It was like an acronym of 3 letters or something. Again, they take over 100% of that company. And it seems like they will not care about those principles of the environment. Remember the environment? CO2 emission, fossil fuels, all those things, the values, the principles, they get tossed in the bin, in the garbage can. All right, this is Reuters. Why am I so, in a good mood regarding this? Is because I like to see people that are fake and expose them, and they expose themselves. These are fake, phony, false. All right, Reuters, July 10th, 2022. Fearing Russian gas shutoff, France industry turns to oil. Oh my God. Isn't oil fossil fuel? What about the environment? What about the Paris Accords? Remember those ones? That Trump said bye-bye? What's going to happen with those? Man. Yeah, well, we're going to have Coca-Cola now. We're going to have, TV. We're going to have this and that. Yeah, screw the renewable energy sources. So we find that France's energy-intensive companies are speeding up contingency plans and converting their gas boilers to run on oil as they seek to avoid disruption in the event any further reduction in Russian gas supplies leads to power outages. Gathered over the weekend at a business and economics conference in southern France, several top executives said they were preparing for possible blackouts. I lived through those, and it was not nice, but it was not that bad. I know it could be even worse, and I'm quoting, but it could be better as well. And I'm quoting, after all, we're in 2022, and you have shortages, because why? You don't have that? Policies, chest beating. And I'm quoting, what we've done is we've converted our boilers so they're capable of running on gas or oil, and we can even switch to coal. Oh my God, coal, right? If we need to. Some people say, well, coal is the cleanest energy, fossil fuel. So yeah, so you got, I know that France runs mostly on atomic energy, on nuclear reactor and all that. I think that's how they got most of their energy, as far as I remember. But nevertheless, see how they tossed in the garbage can the environment and all that? Whatever needs for us, man. Screw you. All right, so we need switch to coal if we need to, said Florent Menegaux, the boss of Michelin, one of the world's leading tire makers. And I'm quoting again: the aim is to avoid having to shut down a plant in case we face a shortage. Of course, people are going to get out on assistance. He added, saying that while a gas shortage in Europe was likely, oil would still be available as an alternative. It takes days to start up tire production at a manufacturing plant, Menegaux said, making it essential to maintain a steady energy supply. Russia in June reduced flows through the Nord Stream 1 pipeline, its main route 4 shipping gas into Western Europe, to 40% of capacity. Why? Why don't they mention why? Because they're weasels. Because of that turbine that is in Canada, fixed and will be shipped back. And the Ukrainians oppose that because they don't care about the German people to freeze a little bit this winter. All right, so politicians and industry are concerned there will be further supply constraints linked to Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which Moscow describes as a special military operation. Across Europe, industry has been resorting to more polluting fuel than gas, as it gives precedence to tackling the cost to the economy of business disruption and surging energy prices, rather than long-term targets to switch to zero carbon fuel. Zero carbon fuel. Oh my God. French Finance Minister Bruno Le Maire told the top corporate executives attending the conference it would be irresponsible not to prepare for shortages. That's true, but you can change that if you just change your attitude somewhere. And I'm quoting, "Let's prepare for a cutoff of Russian gas," he told them. "Today it's the most likely scenario. France relies on nuclear power for around 70% of its electricity, meaning it is far less directly dependent on Russian gas than neighboring Germany. However, the state-controlled electricity producer EDF," this is the one I was talking about, I think, "is struggling to meet France's needs because of outages at its agency power plants, increasing the strain on the rest of the energy sector. Energy production at 29 of its 56 nuclear reactors have been halted by inspections and repairs." And that means there are just... The French government is checking company by company which one depend on an uninterrupted energy supply. A chairman of another large industrial company, who was asked not to be named, told Reuters on the sidelines of the conference he believed all big businesses were looking at a switch to oil. Phew! Automaker Stellantis is weighing options to produce its own energy in case of an energy crunch, Chief Executive Carlos Tavares said at a French factory last month. This includes building its own energy plant or investing in an existing one to secure part of the production. Poland's former energy minister Michal Kurtia, whose country relies on coal for 70% of its energy, told executives at the conference that Europe was headed for a perfect storm this winter. Oh my, yeah, I told you that. But who brings the storm? Well, nature brings the winter, but who brings the energy? Russia. So impose more sanctions, stand behind your convictions and your ideals, all right? And don't pollute, don't consume, and just lay down and... Is that the option? It seems like, remember what Mr. What's his name, Schwab said? You know, you own nothing and you're happy. You're not going to own anything soon. Everything is going to be owned by the government. All right. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. Klaus Schwab.